So I just wanted to do a quick video talking about the clearance issues that I've had with putting the supercharger on the H22 in the 91 Accord. I just got this done, so I've got some janky stuff going on. Just ignore it. But I've got some things that I feel would help some people in the future, or help people that don't understand what clearance issues there are. And there's not too many, but I just want to address what there is. But so first, to start off, I've got the stock Accord pulleys on the alternator, the AC compressor, and the crankshaft, which they're 5 rib pulleys, where the prelude is supposed to be 6, or is 6. So this belt is supposed to be a 6 rib belt, and I had to do some janky shit and cut an entire rib off of it because I don't have the prelude pulleys anymore. And there was no preludes at the junkyard, and there was no 6th gen Accords at the junkyard. So I made do with what I had. So to start, the first clearance issue is down behind this belt for the pulley plate. Might be able to see it right there. You can kind of see where I cut a 90-degree out of the mount so that the pulley plate could sit there, because otherwise it's going to be off. It just won't mount up. The second thing is this stud you have to replace with a bolt, M12 by 1.5, that's 30 millimeters long. Next, I didn't think this was going to be an issue, but it is. You gotta smack this part of the shock tower down, which I didn't get enough, so it's still hitting the belt. And then this harness here needs to get routed, because it usually goes right here. It just needs to get routed down there. I don't think I'm gonna be able to show it, but it's just kind of wedged down in there. Still clicks in fine. I did a BB6 brake booster and master cylinder, and so this is like right in the way. I had to bend that nipple. I think you can just do rotate the whole brake booster so that nipple's in a different spot, but I'm not sure if that is even an issue with the stock brake booster. And now this is the biggest issue that I've got, is when the engine's under load, it hits this mount right here and digs into it. So I cut the washer on top a bit to try to alleviate that, but it still hits on the metal down here. So that's the biggest issue so far, because it's a nuisance when I'm driving. It's destroying this pulley, it's destroying the strut. So that's probably not good things to have happen. I'm not sure if any other aftermarket struts are good for that, if they sit down lower or anything. I got TN Street Advance Z's with the factory top pats, because that's how TN likes to roll. And then the other issue is over here. If you still have the CB7 map sensor like I do, and don't have the different throttle body that's got the map sensor built into it, it hits on the throttle positioning sensor, which can be a pretty big issue, considering when the engine rocks back, it puts a lot of stress and load on the TPS, and you don't want that busting off. But other than that, it's it's pretty straightforward. Everything else was not really a big deal, except for that mount right there, or that strut tower. That's like the biggest thing that I complain about. Firewall clearance is not an issue. There's tons of room back there. I used a 12 millimeter shallow socket with a 3-inch extension and a U-joint, and it got perfectly right up to the top, except for it was a little bit too long right there, so it hit the firewall, scratched it. But that's it. Not too bad. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the for mounting it in here. If you do the IAC relocation, Roscoe Racing makes a bracket for that. It's down there somewhere. It's really hard to see because there's so much crap crammed in there. But so you gotta just do a custom throttle bracket. So I just took the throttle bracket and cut it and notched it and bent it just a little bit. And then the throttle cable was hitting on that belt there, so I zip tied it up. But not too bad. It took me like a day and a half to put it in. And that was wandering around trying to find a tap that I didn't actually end up needing from Home Depot. And they didn't have it, so I drove to another Home Depot. But anyways, this is my H22 swapped Jackson Racing Supercharged 91 Accord. And hope this clears up any questions that people have about this swap and any issues that you might have while doing it.